The Houston Texans.
You mean the threat of the AFC right now?
Oh, you calling it? That you gonna lead with the take? You gonna lead with
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You're gonna lead with the take. Okay. Well, I'll get into my monologue and I'll let you go.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, listen, I'm gonna take this back. You'll know what I mean. That's like Malaya Michael walking in and trying. If you're fine, you're fine.
You gonna throw that name on me again? You gonna put that on me? You know how that name lands on me. You just gonna break that name out of it. You gonna pull that name out the hat. Just bam on the table, right?
Yep, right there.
On the table. All in,
right there.
All in. Okay, all
right. Hey, listen. When you see it, you see it. I mean, ain't no denying it. You know,
you're right.
When you walk,
listen. I got it. You know how that name lands on me. So when you say that, I'm all ears.
Satate. Hey, listen, but, we haven't always been professional. There were some ratchet times.
I'm just saying. You know. Look,
moving on.
Long time ago. All right. So Houston Texans.
Yeah.
This time last year was looked at by many as having a long road ahead.
Yes.
If the rebuild looked as if it was going to take at least a couple of years.
Yep.
And that's if the coach, the new coach, D'Amico Ryan, can hit on his quarterback.
Yeah.
Lucky for him, the Panthers owner is a train wreck. And he took Bryce Young with the first overall pick.
Yep.
And they landed C.J. Stroud, who is far and away at this very moment the best quarterback in the draft class.
Without a doubt.
They made the playoffs in the first season. And even though they were successful in that year, they didn't sit and rest on their laurels.
No.
They went out and they had one of the best offseasons, if not the best offseason in free agency time frame at this standpoint.
Easily.
And we've seen in a good while.
Yes.
So even before the draft, can we argue that this team is a threat in the AFC? Coach Kurt, what are your thoughts?
Hell yes. Listen, at least there's one team in Texas whose GM understands to get the hell out the way and let football people take care of football.
Speak on it.
Objectives, right?
Speak on it.
And we see what happens. I have said this and I'm going to repeat it again. When you have the triple threat, the triad in agreement and alignment, things work.
Yes.
From quarterback to head coach to GM, when they are in agreement and alignment, things it flows like a sewing machine. You can see it, it's proven, and it works. The great thing I liked about what Houston Texans have done and what they did last year is that the three key pieces, offense, defense, head coach, came in together. There is no bad habits. There is no my way. Everybody walked into this as newbies, which to me is a benefit because you don't have any past hurt, past situations. It's like being in a relationship and it's brand new to you. You see the love, you see the happiness. You want to make each other smile. That's what the Texans did with having D'Amico Ryans come in, picking C.J. Stroud, and then turning right back around and getting Will Anderson. So now you have two rookies, offense and defensively, leading
blue chip.
Then you have the head coach coming in, right? And it's we need to work together. So in compared to it being my way, it's our way, right? You have a quarterback that's coming from a winning program, played at a blue chip Power 5. You have a defensive player that has been able to sit and work with and learn from arguably the greatest college coach of all time, winning program. So they know how to win. They don't come from losing. They come from winning programs. So losing is not something they're comfortable with. So they walk in with even as rookies, hey, we want to work together, but we want to win.
Yeah.
Tackle. You have arguably probably one of the best tackles in the league in Tunsil.
It might be between him and Trent. That might be the best.
Come on.
Yeah.
So when you look at and ask, are the Texans a threat? Based off what they did last year, kudos to you again. You called it. You said the young man, Tank Dell, was going to be a difference maker.
Told you.
And up until that injury, him and CJ had a connection that you would think they played on the teams together for years. They were clicking, right? And then when he got injured, Nico stepped up. Like, and Nico at that time, you could call him a journeyman, but he balled out, right?
He did.
And so when you look at that, CJ, I think, did what you see on TV shows when you look at sports movies, and especially football, when you can get 10 people to look at one, and in his eyes, he gives them belief. It's something special about that when they really feel like, yo, when this person can get us across the bridge. This person can get us to where we want to go. He was cool, he was calm, he was collected, but he was a savage back there, right? He debunked all the naysayers and we don't know what he can do. He debunked that real quick. And outside of that injury, he might have broke a rookie record if he wouldn't have got injured. Then defensively, what they were able to do. DeMeco Ryans coming from a defensive background. We saw what he did at San Francisco. He brought players over and had players with him that knew his style, and he infused that into this team. And so they made the playoffs, had a playoff win first year. And what did they just go out and do? Reload it. Load it back up.
That's it.
I mean, let's think about this. They had a damn good running back last year that they end up letting go. And what do? They just go out and get who? Who did they just pull in now? A very versatile running back who I think is playing with a chip on his shoulder. He takes a pay cut to stay in a location. And after taking that pay cut and still balling out, they trade him. But what do they trade him? They trade him into the AFC. So he went from a good situation to a damn good situation because the quarterback play didn't drop. The surrounding players didn't drop. And it might be a better situation for him at his new location. And then what do? So they bring in a running back. They already had a solid tight end. They already had they have two receivers that were rock solid. They only go out and get arguably one of the top five route runners in the NFL, in Diggs.
Yeah.
Now, if Diggs can manage his emotional intelligence,
that is the question mark.
If he can be emotionally mature, enough to understand, do you want to win or do you want targets? Which one? And at this point in your career, I think winning is more important than targets. You've made plenty of money.
I give you one better. I think your image matters more so because you have to prove if you don't stay with Houston, their next team that picks you up, can you be an asset? Because people are not going to deal with you or want to pay you if you're going to be a problem.
Listen, if this is one of those how we say it, if you can't make this work here, you can't make it work anywhere else.
Yep.
Like you said, your character, your perception. If you don't make this work,
you've been traded twice
in Houston. When you have CJ and DeMeco as your quarterback and your head coach, if you are seen pouting, if you are seen frustrated, if you are seen throwing your hands up after this,
Lakers win. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
Oh no, I was watching that too. I was like, that was tight. That was tight.
It was.
If you are shown pouting, then that's not a them problem. That's a you problem. Yep. You ain't gonna have any no state tax, so all that money is coming straight to you. You're playing with another quarterback. Arguably, I would say he may even be a better thrower when it comes to being more advantageous to a receiver. It's like throwing toilet paper. He throws listen. You might as well say some people say it's like getting a handoff.
Well, I'm not going to put him above Josh Allen just yet. I'm not going to do that.
I would.
I'm not going that far, but he will definitely benefit from catching the ball from CJ Stroud.
Yes.
And it could be much worse. You know,
and on top of that,
you could be catching from was it Desmond Ritter or somebody like that?
Hell yeah. Right. Tyler Heineke.
You're right.
But the thing about it, you also have comparable pieces that are going to help you get open even more. Nico's still there, and Tank is coming back,
and Dalton's still there. So they got all the weapons and none of the pressure that you was getting, because you was getting doubled and triple teamed in Buffalo.
Yes.
There was nobody else to take the pressure off you. Now you should run wide, open, free a lot more and be happy.
If you are dropping passes this time, if you're not showing up this time, it ain't because of CJ. Nope. Can you sacrifice? Here's the big question. Can you sacrifice getting 5 targets and winning? Are you willing to be okay with that? You may get 5 and 90. You may get 5 and 80. Are you okay with that, as long as there's more ones and more numbers in the left-hand side than the right? If you can do that, I believe that CJ's going to come back around. You're going to get some games that you're going to get some targets, but you may get some games where the targets are going to be lower because Dalton's having a great game. Joe Mixon's having a great game. Nico is balling out. Tank is balling out, right? They still got Mechie there. They still got Mechie, who's still coming back and recovering. So listen, when you talk about the Houston Texans, are they a threat? The moves that they made, who they have signed, they have the offensive player, the defensive player on rookie contracts, right? So they're still young. They're growing together. They are a true and supreme threat, especially in their division. If you haven't heard by now, let me clear it up for you. I'm all in on the Texans.
And he chips all the way to the front of the table.
Damn it. I done pushed them. I done double-handed, slid them all the way, and then climbed on the table and pushed them even further to the middle, just so you know. And then I'm asking the people to my left and my right, can I borrow some of their chips and throw it in?
Right. This is a short shot. This is a short bet.
Bet. Yeah. Take it to the house.
Okay. Yeah. So, I definitely agree with you, in the sense of what they've done. The number of draft picks they hit on, the number of free agents that they landed, and they're all quality players. D'Amico's clearly, he's one of those leaders of men that we talk about that's a skill in NFL coaching.
Yeah.
They are a threat to the AFC crown. I holistically believe that.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're the class in their division at this point. It's theirs to lose. It's theirs to lose. And they won't give it up easily. So I'm just curious what they do in the draft to add depth to this already solid roster.
And where they gonna draft based off this year's draft, they can very easily get a damn solid key contributor at their position.
I agree.
At their position.
I agree.
And Raiders Rebel, but I think AP is going to do a great job as well with the Raiders.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I just a question of what they're going to do at quarterback. But holistically, I think that, just to finish up my take about the Texans, I think they take a full advantage of having an elite quarterback on a rookie deal.
Yep.
Surrounding him with talent and opportunity.
Yep.
They have a runway of about 4 years before he is to be paid on a new deal. And D'Amico and their staff are taking that, and they're taking it and running with it. And they're doing all the right things right now to make it so they're a dominant threat for the AFC. Now, you still got the Ravens and the Chiefs out there as it being the class of the conference so far. And they have not done anything to make me believe that they're not going to be there as well. Because we did watch them lose to the Ravens in the playoffs. But listen, if you think that it's going to be easy going forward to beat this team, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. So I definitely
damn sure that ain't gonna be an easy win.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But So what do you? So let me put this on some screen real quick. Let me get this. So what do you think? AP in the that's cool. I think y'all gotta have the quarterback. I really do.
They got to.
I really do, and I really think it just depends on what because we're gonna talk about draft talk in a minute. But I really think it just matter who falls to you. I mean, we're talking Michael Penix. We're talking Bo Nix. Just to name a few, JJ McCarthy. He's gonna fall to you guys. It depends on the wild card is what the Commanders do. because I've heard about Drake May at 2. I've heard about Jaden Daniels at 2. I think we all can assume and with good belief that Caleb Williams will be gone by then.
Yeah.
So I do believe that they are, definitely in need of a quarterback. I don't think Aiden O'Connell is your guy. I don't, or Gardner Minshew for that matter. I think Gardner Minshew can manage things, but I think you need to draft a quarterback first and foremost. I do believe that. You got a number 1 weapon. You got 2 solid tight ends. Zeus. Zeus is going to be a good fill-in for Jacobs in his role. So I think y'all got the pieces. I think you need to draft a quarterback in the first round. And take the rest of that draft capital that you do have and pick up those pieces on defense. You need another corner. You got Christian Wilkins in the free agency. You need a linebacker, maybe another safety. So I would definitely look at those particular aspects and pick apart those needs and then go to work. But until you get that quarterback situation solved, it's always going to be what the Raiders could be. But we won't know until they get a quarterback.
True.
And they do have the land, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and somebody like that. I think you'd be in good hands.
Yeah.
I think you'd be in good hands. Yeah, but I don't think CJ has a sophomore course. I don't think it's going to happen personally. I think he's locked and loaded and his ability to pick up the game and know exactly how to play quarterback into this early facet. I don't think that's going to change. I don't think that's going to change. I think schematically, if they schemed you up to be a good quarterback, in the first season, and you're not really looking at the field and processing things the proper way, I can see a sophomore slump coming in phase. But I think that he is what a prototypical NFL quarterback is, and he's been that way all season last year.
Yeah,
for my money.
Yeah,
for my money. So I think he'll be fine. But yeah, I think we're both in agreement that the Houston Texans are a threat, and it's not about will they go, but how far they go.